Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fazlin Iman bin Fazil Azmi. Today I want to present about definition of perfect competition. The number of vendor in view of perfect competition is high, but the size of each business is tiny. As a result, they have little control over the price, which is established by market force. They manufacture homogeneous or similar product, and there is free admission and departure of existing enterprise in the sector. Next, what is perfect competition? Buyers and seller cannot affect the price on their own in the market. In other words, in the absence of complete competition, enterprise cannot pursue an independent pricing policy. The cost of doing business is evident, and business must accept it. This is depicted by the horizontal pricing line. The following are the prerequisites for a perfect competitive market. There are many sellers on the market who manufacture the same commodities, and there are many consumers on the market who wish to buy the same good. The price of the item will not vary much whether the company sales volume grow or falls, because there are the large number of sellers at the market. To put in another way, each enterprise must accept the market pricing. The same is true for the purchasers. There are many purchasers on the market. The number of purchasing decisions made by the consumer has a tell impact on the price of the item. The number of purchasing decisions made by the consumer has little impact on the price of the item. Buyer and seller can enter and exit the market with ease. If the firm just want, they can relocate to another industry or company. In a completely competitive market, goods are homogeneous. In other words, there is no distinction in the quality and attributes of the types of item. Next, characteristic of perfect competition. The first is a large number of sellers. A high number of suppliers and purchasers on the market is a fundamental element of a perfectly competitive market. Although each business is small, no firm in a completely competitive market can influence or set the pricing of the item produced. They have no considerable influence over or control over the pricing of the item. Commodity price are governed by market variables such as market demand and market supply. This market enormous population of consumer and sellers assures that supply and demand stay constant. As a result, purchasers may readily swap one company items for another because of the number of rivals on the market. Each firm is unable to raise its pricing. If they do, they will be driven out of the market since customer will be able to move to less expensive alternative. Homogeneous. All enterprise manufacturers standardize items in a totally competitive market because the items are identical in terms of packaging, quality, design, color, and so on. Buyers are unable to distinguish a one company product from another. As a result, the manufacturer has no pricing control and cannot charge multiply price for the same product. The wheat produced at Mary the wheat for example the wheat produced at Mary Farm, for example, would be the same as the wheat produced at Jonathan Farm. As the result, the price of wheat from this to farm will be hemotic. Number 3, price taker. Firm with perfectly competitive have no substantial control on the market pricing of the goods they produce. Each of the perfectly competitive firm generate a little portion of the overall production and so had no impact over the total supply and pricing of the commoditized producer. In brief, a completely competitive firm is a price taker whose item price are decided by market, demand and supply. Once the market establish the price, it will be set and would not be adjusted in any manner. Characteristic of perfect competition. Very easy entry and exit. New business can readily enter the industry, which suggests that there are no entry barriers for new enterprise. In terms of government legal control, licensing, money, patenting, or technology, there are no substantial hurdles. They demonstrate that if many business in the sector generate profit, they will entice other firms to enter the market, increasing the number of fully competitive firms. On the other side, anytime business in the sector suffer large losses, it causes fear among existing enterprises in the industry, influencing their exit from the industry. This will minimize the number of enterprises that are perfectly competitive in this sector. Furthermore, enterprise can easily abandon the market in the face of perfect competition. A firm, for example, may have a long-term contract. However, they are unable to exit the market unless they incur huge expenses. Thank you.
Perfect competitors is a price taker with no powers to influence market price. Price is determined by the force of supply and demand in the market. The price is set by the buyers. It will be firm pricing on the market. The demand curve look like this. Perfectly pierceable price remains constant while input Q rise. As a result, P, AR, DD, MR.
Short run equilibrium. A short run is a period in which the product process has various input at least one fixed input. Perfectly competition enterprise operate in a market with set pricing for good, and the goal is amazing profit is achieved by altering the input supply of those commodities. The whole method as well as the magical approach can be used to determine profit maximizing in the short run. Marginal approach, supernormal profit. The profit earned when enter revenue excess the whole expense is known as supernormal profit or economic profit. At the equilibrium position, It can also be achieved when the price of average revenue is more than average cost. Supernormal profit. When the overall revenue is less than average cost at the time of equilibrium, the firm experiences abnormal profit or losses. Normal profit. When total revenue and total costs are equal at the same moment, and the average revenue and the average cost is equal at the equilibrium position, normal profit, zero profit, or break-even point is released.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Aki Akmal. I will continue the presentation with shutdown condition. When average revenue is less than average cost, firms is in a perfectly competitive market may experience subnormal profit or loss. When companies suffer a loss, it should be able to continue operating or should be forced to close its door. The decision to shut down or not is determined by the average variable cost. When average revenue exceeds average variable cost, the firm can continue to operate even if it is losing money. This is due to the fact that the company can still pay its employees' wages, purchase raw materials, and cover other operating expenses. The firm, on the other hand, should close down when the average revenue is less than the average variable cost. This means that the firm is unable to cover its variable costs, such as paying wages to employees, purchasing raw materials, and meeting other operating expenses. Furthermore, the company must cease operation when average revenue equals average variable cost. It is due to the firm's inability to cover its variable costs. Second, long-run equilibrium. In the long run, new firms can enter the industry and all production factors are variable. The long run is a period of time that is long enough to allow firms to make changes in all factors of production. The long-run equilibrium rule states that marginal revenue must equal marginal cost. Due to the effect of the free entry and exit, a perfectly competitive firm will only earn normal profit in the long run. The long-run equilibrium or profit maximization condition is depicted below. Thank you. That's all.
Effect of entry. If the short run firm earn subnormal profit, it will attract many new firms in the market to enter the same market. This is due to the objective of the firm to get maximum profit. When many firms enter the market, the number of seller or supplier in the market will increase. Therefore, the equilibrium market price will decrease and the perfect competitive firm will reduce their price because they are price taker. The price will continue to fall until zero profit. Thus, in the long, perfectly competitive firm will only earn normal profit due to the free entry effect. This effect is illustrated as below. The long-run process of firm entering an industry is respond to industry profit effect of exit. If in the short run firm incur subnormal profit, this will cause exciting firm to exit from the market since they are afraid of making loss. The surviving firm lead to a decrease in market supply. Thus, supply will decrease. When supply is smaller than demand, market price will increase. Hence, perfectly competitive firms are able to sell with a higher price until the new price LRAR is equal to LRAC. A perfectly competitive firm earn normal profit in the long run due to the effect of exit. This effect is illustrated as below. The long run process of firm reducing production and shutting down in response to industry loss.
For the real world industries and companies. Nowadays, we can see a few industries that can be considered as perfect competition industries such as agriculture, foreign exchange markets and internet related industries. They are classified under perfect competition industry because we can see that perfect competition is a type of market structure where products are homogeneous and that there are many buyers and sellers. A bigger number of tiny enterprises running homogeneous similar products is referred to as perfect competition. In agriculture, vegetables and fruits are offered in supermarkets are approaching perfect competition since purchasers cannot distinguish between items such as tomatoes, broccoli and spinach in terms of quality, packaging color or design. Furthermore, the companies cannot offer different prices for the same product. If a company raises its pricing, it will lose earnings to competing companies. Firms that differ in quality and packaging, on the other hand, do not provide a homogeneous product. Furthermore, agriculture has the ability to enter and depart at any moment. As a result, it's understandable why agriculture, such as vegetables, is an ideal competitor. As can be seen, the internet has brought many businesses closest to ideal competition on several platforms. This is because the internet allows merchants and customers to compare prices easily, swiftly and efficiently. Shopee and Lazada, for example, have a higher number of customers and merchants. The vendors must be aware of the prices charged by other sellers, and the buyers must also be aware of the prices charged by other sellers. To summarize the question given, differentiation refers to a business, product and services providing distinct value to attract customers, allowing it to remain ahead of trends and adjust its offerings to meet the needs of a changing market. Now we look at the benefits of having a competitive market in terms of pricing. Market businesses will earn both positive and zero economic profit in a perfect competition market, whereas monopoly firms will only earn a positive economic profit. As a result, perfect competition is referred to as price taker, implying that no one can affect the market price. Even if the items are comparable on the market from a different company, the goods will be sold out due to the high quality of the product provided by the company. As we all know, a competitive market must accept the price for its production, which is determined by the product, demand and supply as dictated by the law of demand. To be clear, in a competitive market, any number of items are accessible at the same price as other rivals. And in an ideal competitive business, we can grow or reduce output without impacting the market price or quantity provided significantly.